You lie in bed at night, totally exhausted, desperate to sleep. Everything is perfect. The room is dark, the temperature is right, and your pillow is exactly how you like it. So why can't you fall asleep? Then you turn on your fan or play some rain sounds, and within minutes, you're gone. But here's the strange part. If you turn on, say, a nearby television, or someone talks in the hallway, or a car alarm goes off outside, something quieter than that fan, suddenly you're wide awake again. So it's not about the volume, it's not about having a quiet room, it's something much stranger. Your brain treats different kinds of noise completely differently. To understand why, we need to zoom way back and ask a more fundamental question. What actually wakes you up in the first place? Your brain doesn't just turn off when you sleep, it stays partially awake, watching for danger. This is an ancient survival system. Your ancestors had to wake up if a predator was stalking them in the dark. So your brain evolved a guardian that never fully sleeps. It's called the reticular activating system, or RAS, and it's incredibly picky about what it lets through to wake you. Your baby crying? Through. Your name being whispered? Through. A door creaking? Through. But a constant fan sound at 3 in the morning, it barely registers. The RAS is not random, it's trained by evolution and by experience. It prioritizes novelty, meaning new or unexpected sounds. So the first key to why white noise works is simple. It's not novel at all. It's the opposite. It's completely predictable. But that's only part of the story. Because you can play the same recording of a crackling fire all night and fall asleep. But if someone turns on a different fire recording halfway through, you'll notice. Your brain is not just listening for novelty, it's comparing sounds moment to moment. And when something changes, even subtly, it wakes you up. This is called the habituation effect. It means your brain literally stops registering a sound after hearing it enough times, as long as that sound stays exactly the same. The moment that sound changes, a voice cuts through, a car horn blares, someone says your name, your brain snaps back awake. Because changes might mean danger. This is why white noise is so effective. It's not just quiet, it's cognitively invisible. Your brain habituates to it so fast that it essentially disappears. You stop noticing it. And that silence, that absence of novel sounds, is what lets you sleep. But here's where it gets weird. Some sounds are harder for your brain to ignore than others, even if they're quiet. A whispered voice is quieter than a fan, but it will wake you up faster. Why? Because your brain has learned that voices, especially when they're unexpected, might need your attention. This is called the cocktail party effect. In a crowded room full of conversations, you can filter out most of them and focus on the voice you care about. Your brain prioritizes socially relevant sounds. During sleep, voices are always on that high priority list. Your baby crying, your name, a shout for help, these bypass all your filters. But there's another layer to this that goes even deeper. Some sounds trigger what's called threat detection. Footsteps approaching you in the dark, a door creaking open, a siren. These sounds are low decibel, but they wake you instantly because your brain has learned they might signal danger. Your evolution didn't care about logic, it cared about survival. And back in the savannah, the quiet sound of a predator's footstep mattered way more than a loud, constant noise. So your brain wakes you up for quiet, novel, socially relevant, or threatening sounds. And what is white noise? It's none of those things. It's predictable, constant, non-social, and evolutionarily neutral. But here's the final piece of the puzzle. White noise doesn't just fail to wake you, it actively suppresses other sounds from waking you. And this is where we get into something called acoustic masking. White noise is technically random sound across all frequencies. That means it fills in the gaps where other sounds live. So when a car horn blares outside, your ear hears it, but so much white noise is happening at the same frequencies that the horn gets buried. Your brain actually perceives it as quieter than it is. It's like trying to hear someone whisper at a concert. The concert's noise masks the whisper. So white noise is working on multiple levels. First, it's boring enough to habituate to. Second, it masks other sounds. Third, the sounds it does let through are less likely to be novel or threatening. Now, this is why not all white noise works equally well. Brown noise, pink noise, and rain sounds aren't technically white noise. Brown noise has way more bass. Pink noise is slightly smoother, but they're all perceived as equally boring to your brain, which makes them equally good for sleep. Rain sounds work for a different reason. They're not pure white noise, but they're close enough that your brain still habituates fast. Plus, rain is evolutionarily safe. Predators hide during rain, so your RAS learn to relax. Same with a vacuum, a fan, or an airplane engine. They're all constant, predictable, evolutionarily non-threatening sounds. But a television, a conversation, or music with lyrics, those are social sounds. They contain novelty and meaning. Your RAS stays engaged with them. Here's something even stranger. If you play music without lyrics, like instrumental music or classical, you might fall asleep, but you're more likely to wake up during the bridge or key change. Because music has structure. And your brain, even in sleep, tracks structure and predicts what comes next. The moment the music does something unexpected, a chord change, a tempo shift, your prediction fails and you wake up. This is called the oddball paradigm. Your brain builds a prediction model of what's about to happen. When reality doesn't match that model, you wake up. Pure white noise has no structure, no patterns, no predictions to make. So your brain gives up and goes to sleep. Now here's the practical part. How do you use this knowledge? If you're someone who can't sleep without noise, the science says, pick something boring and stick with it. Play the exact same recording every night if you can. Your brain will habituate even faster to something familiar. Loop it so there are no gaps. The second there's silence or a change, your RAS wakes up. Volume matters way less than consistency. A roaring vacuum beats a quietly dripping tap every time. And if you live somewhere loud, next to traffic or trains, white noise at a moderate volume will mask those sudden disruptions way better than earplugs alone. Earplugs muffle sound, but your brain still detects changes. White noise is active camouflage. But here's what doesn't work: silence. When your room is completely silent, your brain is hypervigilant. Every tiny sound stands out. The creak of the house settling, a neighbor coughing through the wall, your own heartbeat. Your RAS evolved in a world that was never silent. Cave dwellings had insects, wind, water. Your brain expects sound. Modern silence is evolutionarily unnatural, and it makes your brain anxious. So if you've ever wondered why you sleep better on a road trip, or at your friend's place, or literally anywhere other than your own silent bedroom, now you know. It's not the change of scenery, it's the noise. Which brings us inevitably to Kevin. Kevin doesn't believe in half measures. He didn't just play white noise, he committed. He installed a 200-watt subwoofer in his bedroom running pure 60 Hz sine wave. His apartment is basically vibrating at the frequency of a low rumble all night. His sleep is perfect. His neighbors filed a noise complaint. Kevin wears it like a badge of honor. But the real insight here is something much simpler, and honestly, it's a little bit humbling. You don't need perfect silence to sleep well. In fact, perfect silence makes it harder. Your brain isn't broken, it's not anxious, it's doing exactly what it evolved to do: stay alert for danger. And the reason you sleep better to a fan isn't because you've tuned it out. It's because your brain has calculated that fan is safe, boring, and not worth monitoring. White noise is permission to sleep. It tells your ancient brain that the world is calm and safe. So the next time someone asks why you need noise to fall asleep, you're not lazy or anxious. You're just honoring 200,000 years of human evolution. And if silence ever truly becomes peaceful for you, you'll know your brain has finally learned that your bedroom is safe. But until then, keep that fan running. Your brain knows what it needs.